Let's try this again. Episode 100.
Live on Twitch, and then soon elsewhere, everything else.
Okay, as far as I know, we are good to go. So, we are Triangle Squared, your PlayStation podcast. I'm your host, Brett Beck, and alongside me, Mr.
Saul Bridges, bringing you guys lucky episode 100.
100 episodes, boys. We've been doing it 100 straight weeks. Never missed an episode. If you do not know who we are, like I said, we are Triangle Squared, a PlayStation-based podcast that we talk about a little bit of everything and how it pertains to the industry as a whole. If you want to, you can find us on video format on YouTube, or in video format on YouTube every Monday at 10 a.m. PST and 10 and 12 p.m. CST. Murdered it a second ago and then doing it again, just screwed it up. Anyway, you can find us on YouTube, like I said, at Nartech. Or Nartech Gaming. We recently changed it, but I don't know what the search is going to pull up. So if you do, you can subscribe to us. It lets you, and hit the little bell notification, lets you know when our videos go live, which is every Monday at least, and a couple of episodes in between with things like reader mail and extra episodes that we do occasionally. And you will occasionally find us live over here. If you want to listen to us in audio format only, you could do so on podcast services, be it iTunes, Google Play Music, Spotify. If it's a podcast service, we should be on there. And if we aren't, tell us, we'll fix it. With that said, if you listen to us on iTunes and you like what we're doing, consider giving us a review. Helps people find us, get our numbers up there. And I noticed that some people gave us some new reviews right before we started recording, so we appreciate that. And with that said, I guess we can talk about social media real quick, like this is a normal episode. You can find us on Twitter at Triangle SQRD. Saul's just stealing my phone over here. Oh, I see why. Anyway, at Twitter, over on Twitter, at Triangle SQRD. Follow us there. We do giveaways occasionally, post things about the episodes. You can post reader mail questions for our normal reader mail episodes that we do every other Friday. Moving on, I think we're going to be on reader mail number 4 coming up that we'll be recording this, well, probably not this weekend. Saul's got wedding plans, big man. And let's see, you can find us on Discord in our day-to-day moment-to-moment chat where we do a lot of fun stuff like a little fantasy league Metacritic draft. We have stuff going on like that. We occasionally do things. For Christmas, we did Secret Santa. That was very fun. If you like that, our link for it will be in the description below on future things. It's not on Twitch, I do not think, but we can rectify that for next episode.
Thank you, Ryan.
And
I had to pull out chat, so I'm just now seeing that was the very first and Josh is in here too. And this is the very first chat I'm seeing. So for those that like watching on YouTube, we're going to be a little discombobulated. I know there's some people have said, or maybe we've just thought about it in the past, that they may not like the live interaction with the audience on YouTube because it's at that point past date, or even on podcast services.
Yeah, maybe. And I mean, it is what it is. I think the one thing, Saul, that you may want to look to if you're logged in is to go and see. Apparently, there's a way to log where when it does the recording, it will also record the chat so that people who are watching it later can see what the chat was talking about in reference to that. But we still do not stream often enough to be professional of any sorts. But thanks to our boy Slayer GT in here, he helped me test out the call-in that we're going to plan on doing a little bit later into the episode. So we should have no problems with anybody calling in. We're going to do that the last 30 minutes or so of the show and let any of you that want to call in, call. We're doing it through Google Hangouts just to give you that. And if you want to call in, the email address that you will use to call in when that segment comes up will be nartech.gaming@gmail.com, nartech.gaming@gmail.com. You can.
It's not that we could fix now.
Nothing we can fix now.
It's going to require code editing.
Oh, well, we'll do that in future episodes then. Yeah, I hope it works too, Ryan. But, you know, this is a different episode from us. So if this is your first time seeing it, it's a little odd for you to come in at this time. But you know what? We hope that you enjoy it. And we hope that if you... It looks like everybody who's in the Twitch chat right now are people that we know. I see Chad. I see Josh. I see Saul, weirdly, but he's gone now.
Yeah, subscribe to us.
See Mr. Liam and El Tabib. Thank you, El Tabib. We appreciate it, man. You've been with us a long time, most of these 100 episodes, and you were one of the first people to give us a man. Oh, yeah.
Who is this guy again?
Who
is that? Chad?
Who?
Orion Lockhead.
Oh no, Orion Lockhead is World End. So what's up, World End?
That World End? Okay.
Yep.
I see Kiki there too.
It's Lockheed, by the way. You said head, and I just followed your lead.
Look, This I somehow switched to dark
We
mode.
got Kiki. We got everybody. Look, we
On
got
the
we
chat.
got the fun people in here. So
I can't read
hello to
this.
everybody. And with that said, I think it's time to kick these things off now.
There we
Because of this weird format of episode, and like we said, for people who are watching and listening later, let us know how this works out, and maybe we'll do live episodes separate as a special event moving forward. I'm not really sure. I like the idea of doing at least milestone episodes like this completely live and letting you all talk to us. So yeah, this is pretty cool, and
Yeah.
I appreciate everybody being here with us and helping us get to 100 episodes. So you know what, Saul, in spirit of the normal episode, what you been playing this week?
Well, obviously Dark Souls 3, I finally hit my first ever, like my best personal score. 1 hour and 29 or 28 minutes, beating the game glitchless. So yeah, I played that, Final Fantasy 14, and I played a little bit of Anthem before I came over. Not much though. I got through the very first tutorial mission.
I see you, Blake. I'm sorry. Your name wasn't in the chat at the time. That's why I didn't.
Hey, he has a star on his name, which means he's a subscriber.
Uh-oh.
I wonder if
People, we got a subscribe. You know what? I want to say that I'm amazed that you could even subscribe to us, because we have not streamed since we became affiliated. And
no, how do you? Okay, you know what?
I don't know what you were doing, Saul, but you know what?
Listen, I'm gonna say yo, and I'm a subscriber too.
Uh-oh.
I subscribe to our channel just like you guys can with Amazon Prime for free. So if you have Amazon Prime and you're watching us currently, be sure to subscribe to us. It's free. It literally is free. Just click the little heart icon up there, and that follows us, and then you can click the sub and hit Amazon Prime, and we, you throw us like $2.50 our way for free.
Look at that.
But if you're on YouTube listening to this on Monday, I am sorry. You can still give us $2.50 if you so please on patreon.com/nartechgaming.
Or give us $5.
Yeah,
You get a lot of
where
bonuses.
you could also double that and give us $5. And then if you've been subscribed for 3 months on Patreon at the $5 rank, you get a free custom case. It's that easy,
Of your
folks.
choice, too.
And you may be thinking, well, that takes too long. It's still only $15 of your time. I mean, of your money.
Of your time.
Yeah.
$15 of your time is like, if you're lucky and you have a decent job, hopefully that's like an hour to 2 hours of your time. So that's not too terrible. But you know what?
It's still only 1 hour.
Liam says, but $2.50 doesn't even buy a gallon of gas. It does here. Gas was at $1.88 last week, and right now it's $2.09.
Is gas that expensive in Portland?
Oh yeah, it's
Oh,
up
screw that, dude.
in those crazy
Ours
areas.
is like $2 and a penny right now. I just got gas the other day, and it's like $2 and a penny. Actually, it was like last week. But $2.50 doesn't buy us a gallon of milk.
Actually, dude, $2.11 for a gallon of great value milk. If you have no standards.
No, yeah, you have no standards. You got to get that whole, and you got to get Highlands, or you got to get Oak Farm. You got to go with the good stuff. It has to be whole. If you're drinking 2%, you're a fake and a phony.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, then you could just buy whole milk.
Get all those healthy
as
fats.
a treat, and then just mix it with half and half water, because that's what it tastes like when you have 2%.
I mean, that's essentially what it is, but
$4, $3.50 to $4
average.
No,
Dude,
thank you, sir. That's double.
I don't smoke, but I imagine. Think about how much cigarettes cost here. Imagine how much more they cost in a place like that.
How much do they cost here?
$6, $7 back.
Jesus Christ, that's an expensive habit. If you're doing that every day, like let's say if you smoke a pack of cigarettes a day, that is ridiculous. That is like half the price almost for a full. That's a new release game every 2 weeks.
Saul, Josh just said something that I think we need to immediately.
You got to get that whole milk to drown that cereal. Yeah, you do. You got to make sure it's nice and soggy.
That's what I was going to get to.
Thinking, Josh. I like your thinking. Blake also said he loves soggy cereal. He said that's his favorite kind of cereal.
Oh, did he?
Said, yeah, he did. He said he likes to take his Fruity Pebbles and he likes to go ahead, just throw out a bowl of cereal. You milk it for like 30 minutes and it's nice and soggy. Then you take that cereal and after it's absorbed all the milk, and then you roll it into a tortilla and then you eat it. That's Blake's favorite way to enjoy. That's his breakfast tortillas.
Hold on. I think that the crowd needs to know about what was it that you told Gavin?
He said soggy cereal can eat my ass. Oh, okay. So I have a friend named Gavin.
Oh, and just to kind of throw it out there, with this being a live episode, before we go too much further,
it's not going to be structured at all. We're going to get off on
not even the
tangents.
structure. There's a chance that we will be a little more crude and lewd than we usually are in our episodes. So if you're listening and you normally like that, just be prepared. Maybe this episode won't be as safe for work. Just throwing that out there. But so
before we get into Gavin, go ahead and what have you been playing? We'll go through that real quick, just so we go to free form.
Okay. Well, I have been playing Metro Exodus for the most part. Been very much enjoying it. Blake is going to think I'm crazy for saying this, and I'm not saying that it's just across the board. true that it's just over, like technically a better achievement, but I have been so impressed by certain visual aspects of Metro Exodus that it's actually exceeded what I think Red Dead Redemption did. But to Red Dead's credit, it was a seamless open world where Exodus is a bunch of hub areas. But there was a screenshot I took the other day and shared onto everywhere, so I'm sure everybody's seen it by now, or at least most of you have. And man, I was incredibly surprised at just how pretty the game looked. I am running on a PS4 Pro. Some people were on PS4 apparently having issues. I know Xbox is having issues too. I got lucky. I've been having a great time with. I've had one notable frame drop where there was like 100 enemies on screen, and it literally dropped for like 1 second down to like 20. For maybe 2 seconds down to 25 to 26 a second, and then bounced right back up and never had a problem. So, yeah, Metro is really pretty. I mean, they're an interesting studio. I will say this, for what they've done in environment building, which I do think that they really exceeded in, they are behind Red Dead far in the character model aspect, even though Red Dead is behind other single-player linear games in the character model aspect, though not by far, and that's a real testament to what Rockstar was able to do with that game. So you know what? Kudos to them, and kudos to the Metro team over at 4A Games. They are awesome, and I really enjoy their games. You know, it's multi-platform. Maybe it's going to have some issues, but Saul, one thing that you have not mentioned that I know you were playing, because we were talking about it a little bit. You played a little bit today, and originally we were talking about holding off, but you just went ahead and snagged it up. Anthem.
I literally said I played Anthem right before I came.
Oh, my bad. I didn't hear you. But what are your... We talked about your general impressions of it day one with the day one patch.
Yeah, okay. So
what that is from the beta.
From the beta, I had problems with performance issues, frame rate drops constantly, turned off what is it called? I always forget it. Pro enhancements and or super sampling, and it seemed to fix it, and that was on the public beta. So I was playing the private beta first. The public beta I only played for like an hour, and it seemed to have fixed some of it, but not a whole lot of it. And the day one patch for Anthem today, Friday the 22nd, on release day, has fixed a lot of things. You could fully turn off camera shake now, which makes the game a lot more stable. And it's a very gorgeous game. There is pop-in, though. I've noticed that there's a fair bit of pop-in, which I always ignore anyways. That's not a huge issue for me. There is some minor frame rate drops every now and then, but what's really weird is that there's more frame rate drops in the cutscenes than there is in the gameplay. So I thought that was kind of interesting. But all of the stuff that I have issues with it in this specific instance can be fixed with updates down the road. And I know that they are working really hard to push out updates for the game. So I'm sure I'm going to get to the grind wall everybody's talking about. My opinion may change a little bit. But if that happens, you guys will hear it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. Now that you've said that, and as far as I can tell, it looks like you're having a great time with day one patch fixing all of the severe problems that I think we had from the demo, which was still a very fun experience. So knocking out the 95% load loop, making where you move faster around the fort. I mean,
yeah, the faster around the fort thing is what I really like. It's like they doubled the speed, if not tripled the speed of the sprinting speed already in the fort. So it's much easier to get around. But yeah, it's pretty cool. There was something in the game that bye, Sean. But did you know you can create your character in that game?
Now you mean your actual? I know that you can do like it. You know, do you remember the demo? It was like, do you want to be male or female? Which basically just determines your voice.
And then you can select a face.
Do you ever see your face?
I don't know.
That's very odd.
I'm going to assume there's going to be cutscenes where you do, because there's a cutscene early on where you see somebody else's face that you're working with, I guess. It's just another freelancer.
All the cutscenes I'd seen, though, and maybe it does like a difference where Destiny has like those certain cutscenes are done from a very cinematic perspective. I wonder if maybe during a cinematic cutscene you see your character's face.
El Shabib says one huge issue down the line is the story continues during the fights. I'm not too sure what that means.
I think what he means is that they're giving you story information during fights, which is a rough thing that some games do. Where you can't hear and you're in the middle of a bunch of action and it's trying to give you very key plot elements or things that you need to pick up on, that you're having to try and pull the audio down in ways where you can actually hear it and focus on it, and you may miss things.
That's kind of fine for me in this style of game, because I see you, Corey. Because I typically will get refreshed up, but with like a lore video or something if I have to. Like, so far the story is really easy to understand. Unless they throw out a real big plot twist or something, I don't hear it. Then I'll be really upset with the game. But yeah, the story is going to be similar. I'm looking at this game the same way I did Destiny 1, is that you know, it just came out. There's gonna be problems. I'm gonna stick through it, and then if I get done with it, I'm done with it. And then when they fix it and bring out updates, I have the game downloaded. Just pop it back in and play it then. And I stuck with Destiny through its lows, and Destiny had some really low lows. So I think that, you know, for what the game is, I can stick through it. Now, right now, in this current day, in this current time, if somebody was like, hey, we got a full squad of Anthem and hey, we got a full squad of Final Fantasy, I'm probably going to still play Final Fantasy instead. But Anthem's going to be really enjoyable to play with other friends that don't play Final Fantasy. And, of course, you've been slacking, not playing Final Fantasy.
When have I had time, Saul? I moved a computer. I rewired the internet.
This is all like an hour-long stuff you're doing.
Yeah, but man, I got another life, and I got Metro, and I've been working out, been trying to make them gains.
You're becoming a Chad.
I'm not. We have a Chad in the chat. Maybe not, actually. I don't know if he's still in here. But you know what? If you are Sandcoffin, tell this boy.
Yeah, Kiki said, we survived Destiny. We can survive this. That's exactly how I feel.
Excuses. Look, you know what? I will find a way. I will find some time. Just give me. You know what? I'm trying to grow this channel.
Man, let me tell you. Speaking of like what we played this week, before I get on to the Gavin story. Okay, so Shadowbringers pre-order, which is the new Final Fantasy 14 update, went live, and the pre-order bonuses were pretty cool for it. And I pre-ordered the special edition or the collector's edition, which is $60, and I pre-ordered it through the PlayStation Store. And it comes with a set of earrings that increases your experience by either 40% or 30%. I think it's 30, up until like level 60 or 70.
Okay.
So that way you could bring a character up to the story through the story and level it up pretty fast for the DLC. Oh yeah, Chad isn't here, but man, the people were in here. Yeah, Kiki knows what I'm talking about. Chad, Liam, Sarah. So I downloaded it, and I couldn't figure out how to claim the pre-order bonuses.
Yeah.
So that entire night, I think I told you this. Did I talk about this on the episode, or did I just tell you?
I don't think you did in the episode, but I think me and you talked about it.
Dude, that was the most frustrating night in the world because I was sitting there trying to find out where this stupid set of earrings was. It wasn't in my inventory. It wasn't at my delivery Moogle. I had to like log in to the Mog Station and try to find it. It said I had the Shadowbringers on my account. Couldn't find it. Looked on Reddit. Couldn't find it. And I went to the Square Enix store. Some reason let me log into the Mog Station under my Square Enix account. Wouldn't let me log into the store. So I was like, whatever, forget password. And then I didn't get the email for it. So then I was like, okay, whatever, I'm done with this. I'm just going to log into the game. Couldn't log into the game because I didn't have my email or my everything reset. So it was flagging my account as like, you're in the in-between world right now of like trying to change your password.
You're in Final Fantasy. Of course,
the last idea. But
the last idea, the last world. You talking about from Kingdom Hearts?
No, I'm talking about the last idea of Square Enix's new franchise.
Oh, okay.
But which is a mobile franchise.
I was going to say you were in Purgatory. You were in Final Fantasy Purgatory.
But I don't like. I got stuck there, so then I finally got the email reset, got logged back in. Turns out you couldn't even get the earrings till March 1st. So.
Yeah. Well, Ryan made a mention of exactly what is going on. I've been updating my own personal sweet system stability. Sony really inspired me. I thought, you know what? If they can do it, so can I.
So does that mean that we're going to see tons and tons of updates from you with no real like evidence that there was an update?
Exactly. What I'm going to do is every time I go to the gym, I'm going to take a picture, and I'm going to take a bunch of pictures on one day. And every time I go to the gym, I'll be like hitting the gym, and then post a picture where it doesn't look like I'm getting any more fit, losing any weight, and you're just like, what is he even doing?
Yeah, that's exactly what those system stability patches mean to me. It's like more system stability. Really? Don't recall the system not being that stable, unstable, but you know. But anyway, so...
By the way, Corey, I censored that myself, buddy. That wasn't even the chat system. I didn't think that you were worth the full word. I'm kidding. I love you, and I'm proud of you for getting married very soon.
I thought I was online. Whoops. But anyways, so we were talking about our friend Gavin and talking about like weird recipes. And,
Brett 4.87.
And just for a reference, I have two really, really good friends. One is a childhood friend. One is a friend from high school that I'm still really close with. I've talked about him before on the podcast that I play Destiny with. And one's Gavin and one is Joe. They are both really hilarious guys and really good friends. And however, Gavin doesn't get out much. He works at a company here, like a factory company, and he works and he goes home and watches anime and plays video games. An very important detail to this story is that Gavin is black. And one night, I forgot, it was me and Joe playing.
It's important because of why we've told him.
It's very important. It's very important. So me and Joe are playing, and Joe Joe is also black, but he doesn't like. He could get like when I'm messing with somebody, especially over something this stupid. But I asked him if he had ever heard of the white people tradition of making tuna dogs, and it's like, and I made up this whole entire recipe in my head but on the spot, where you take a glass casserole dish, you make you make tuna salad, and you put it in the casserole dish, and then you throw hot dog wieners on top of it, and then you throw that in the fridge, and then you roll the tuna salad around the hot dog like a bun, and you eat it like a hot dog. And it's called a tuna dog. And Gavin believed me. Joe was laughing the entire time. And Gavin remained skeptical, but he was like, and he's very over the top, but he remained skeptical. So then we were all playing with like me, you,
this
Cody,
is over multiple
Donovan.
days, by the way.
This is like a week later. And like Gavin was online, and I was like, yo, I'm going to invite Gavin to the party, and we're going to be talking about tuna dogs. And I was just like, just so he knows. And it got down to the point where Gavin entered the party, and we were just talking about making tuna dogs. And we are like, oh, what's up, Gavin? And I was like, you ever going to come over and eat our tuna dogs? And like, he was like, you know what? You invite me to Brett's house, I'll eat a tuna dog. So now, and I know Gavin doesn't watch the show. So now we have to make tuna dogs and give them to Gavin. And he's going to really think that this is a white people food. And, oh, it does sound disgusting, Corey. I made it disgusting on purpose. I even included stuff like relish, crushed up Ritz crackers and stuff into this tuna salad. Like, I made it disgusting on purpose, and he fully believes it.
Congratulations, Vince.
One of my favorite things in the world, he said, oh, what was it? Oh, it's the nasty, what is the nasty thing from the 70s? The Jell-O stuff.
What?
Where they would used to like Jell-O-ize everything in the 70s.
I guess I wasn't around in the 70s, so.
Well, neither was I, obviously. Somebody in the chat will let me know, but he said, he's like, I'm not surprised. He said, y'all also ate, implying you white people also ate. Like, yeah. I forgot what it was, though.
Honestly, I have no clue what you're talking about. What they would use to gelatinize it? What benefit would you have from making everything?
No, dude, there's a lot of things from that era that they did.
Real quick, I'm going to answer Josh. Hey, Josh, the camera that we use.
Astroglide.
Yeah, boy.
That's not a camera.
Anyway, the camera that we use is a Sony FDR AX53. It's about $1,000.
4K camera.
4K, has clean pass through, so that what we can do, we can kind of and that's a fun way of being able to kind of talk about this episode. The way that we have slowly evolved into actually recording the episode has been doing it in a way where we were able to maximize quality by getting new equipment that helped us do so, as well as equipment that gave us the leverage we could to not have to edit every single time that we do the show. So just to give you guys an idea, essentially what we do is once we are sitting down and ready to do the show, we have the Stream Deck here. This was a recent thing before we were doing it with the mouse. And essentially what we do is we have the camera it's got a clean HDMI pass-through, which actually lets you put a mini HDMI to the side of it and pass it out to something so that you can actually see it. So what that does is that comes out into a Elgato cam link. The cam link goes into one of my USB 3 hubs on my computer. And then
Jell-O salad.
Ugh. Anyway, so it goes out to a USB 3 on my PC, and then we have this box right here that you cannot see. It is a Focus Scarlett 2i2. Has 2 inputs on it. We are going to upgrade as we plan to do these shows, but have Blaze included. We have a temporary solution for that, but essentially this acts as a plug and play box that we can plug mics into, and it has real time volume adjustment and everything. Right now, we actually are headphone monitoring through that for later, so that we can hear the headphone calls. And
I think, are we going to do that for Dark Souls as well?
We can. I mean, there's no reason that we can't. So,
I was going to say it might be distracting for me because I don't know like how the way Dark Souls is going to work. I'm trying to picture it now. What I may be able to do is just sit like this and play, and I may not even have to trade seats with you like I was talking about.
I think I'll move the TV over there. So,
well, I'll say if you leave it here, that's fine for me.
Okay.
And that I might switch. It's weird. I was just talking about this a minute ago. I can't sit too far away from a TV, no matter the size, because to me, the further away I sit, the more it feels like there's input lag, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Anyway, just to kind of close down on the way we record the show is now that we have the Stream Deck, we open up OBS, and the entire show is recorded within OBS. So our live camera feed goes through. We have a scene collection set up that has a bunch of scenes, one that has the camera and one that has the intro one that has a second camera channel that is specifically linked up with our name card and subscribe card that comes up on the beginning. For this one special, we've added in a live scene collection that has a call-in option. There's a Patreon backer stream and then the outro. So what we do now is we take the stream box here, the stream deck, and then we roll through each one of those are programmed. All I got to do is hit a button. There's no editing. Once we're done recording, we hit end recording, and we're immediately able to go start uploading it and then take that same file, convert it into an audio only format so that we can get that over onto all of those. So if you are getting into doing video podcast at any point and you need any help on this, feel free to reach out. I'll gladly help you. It took a lot of figuring out the best way to do it for us, but it gave us a lot of our free time back, not having to worry and fight between editing. And the other thing was that these cameras, these video files are large. I mean, they're very large. They're 23, 30 gigs, sometimes longer, sometimes larger. So having to take the camera, pull it off, plug it in, let that 30 gig file transfer over, then pull that into a timeline, pull the intro into it, and then re-render that out took a long time. And it made getting our episodes out on time. It made me have to give up things I would have otherwise been doing to do that. So this has been a great solution, and I absolutely love it. So
yeah,
we do need a horn sound effects button. I need to, if we could get a soundboard, but right now we're not.
Soundboard is right there.
No.
It's literally right there. No,
I mean, I know, but we don't have enough inputs.
You can program more inputs in that thing, can you not?
You can program folders. I'm just not far enough into that. So, but we can figure that out.
So yeah.
Well, the thing is, if you do a folder button, it does take up one input. So
we don't use all 6 of those every day, though.
Yes, we do.
Every day,
every single time that I record, turns it back to the camera,
right?
So we can do that, and then it starts recording.
You need to set up macros. You need to set up macros.
These are macros.
No,
that's
you need
a
to
macro.
set up macros. All those could be one macro.
Well, no, you can't because of the way some things have to happen in order.
You can set up macros that way.
Not because we don't always have the exact same length cold open.
Oh,
all those
true,
things.
Yeah. Well, then you can set up macros for the rest of it and you keep the cold open one. So you basically you'll hit start for the cold open, and then you hit to lead in, and then the rest of it would be macroized.
But not really, because the episodes are not always the same length. So we need to go into the Patreon backers at a different time.
Hey, Elgato, give us one of them big string links.
Yeah,
just a little mini one.
Do it for free.
Hey, I had an Elgato sticker on my old laptop. I gave y'all free marketing, and not only that, we got a stream link. We got a cam link, or Stream Deck, a cam link, and the Elgato HD60, all of which we'll be using tonight. So
get the Chris Hansen soundboard. You know who Chris Hansen is, don't you?
Yes, I do.
You do? Have you met him in person?
No, I've never met him in person. I watch Dateline a lot, or I used to binge those episodes on YouTube back when there wasn't a lot to watch on YouTube. Saul, what would we have to wager to make you shave off your beard if you lose?
Real talk here.
I don't know. It depends on what the winnings are. If I win $1,000, then we're talking. I got to have $1,000 cold cash before I even make a thing about that. The funny thing is, though, is that even if I had $1,000 cold cash, if I shaved off my beard, if I lost, the opportunity of winning $1,000 free is outweighed by the fact it will take me 1 month to grow my beard back. So it's not really a lose-lose situation at all for me.
That's a good point.
You saw how short my beard was when I got my haircut the last time you were down, Corey. Not this last time, but the time before that. And within 3 weeks, it was back to this length. I got my haircut 3 weeks ago, and my beard was trimmed. So too long. No, he won't be a daddy anymore. Now, how dare you, Kiki? Just because I don't have a beard doesn't mean I'm not a daddy.
We can all be a daddy. That's what I identify as. Actually, I am a daddy. So that's not
at that point, I'm not a bear.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Kiki.
I could shave my entire face and still be a bear because the rest of this hair ain't coming off this body. Way too much work. Can't do it.
I don't even shave the rest of like my chest or anything. I don't have chest hair.
And actually, hey, Corey, you said we're in 4K and it's beautiful. We're actually not in 4K. This is a 4K camera, but for streaming purposes, to make sure that everybody could stream this without problems, right now we're streaming in 720/30.
720/30 upscaled to your 1080p monitor, basically.
Your 4K monitor. Because
4K. Well, yeah,
we're watching on
most
TV.
people have
now
1080p
we can stream at that, but it's just
no.
Not
actually,
happen.
Twitch would probably come in here and shut us down
because we're not. We're not partnered anyway. Partnered apparently gets better ability,
you do
but
get better
6,000 I
ability,
think. So that's 1080/60.
Yeah. So I was gonna say you'd need what 10,000 plus for 4K.
Something like that. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And YouTube offers it. If we live stream on YouTube,
you have to be a partnered gaming channel.
No, you don't. I looked at it earlier. Yeah, you can get up to 9,800.
Why are we streaming on? Oh, that still ain't 4K though.
I mean,
I thought
damn
4K starts
close.
at 10,100.
I don't know about that, but it's damn close. Anyway, this has been fun. Any other questions you guys want, or do y'all want us to roll through anything? I mean, one thing that we can talk about real quick, Saul, I'm sure that you saw it at some point in time today, but if you didn't, Josh Bobo May actually shared it with me. It was...
Are you talking about the pepper?
No, the new patent, which is also mentioning... specifically backwards compatibility from Mark Cerny. So it's another one.
It's the same. It's more of what we saw last time, but it's more of it.
I don't know if it ties in exactly or not, but I didn't get a big chance to do it. But I did find it interesting that they are doing multiple patents, which either says that they have multiple ideas or ideas they want to tie together. But the fact that they're patenting this many things does show to me that there is a more serious look into it than we may have thought before. Like we've said, I think that it's a given that the PS5 will most likely pay PS4 games.
If it doesn't, it's a massive L.
The rest is very interesting.
I don't want to have more than one console sitting on my desk, and I will have to have that if that's the case.
So I will say this. I don't think it's a massive L really in general. I've said I'm indifferent about it, but more than anything, I think if they get PS1, PS2, and PS4, I think that's reasonable.
And
because PS3 is going to be the hardest.
And Kiki says, "Are you guys going to sell your Pros for PS5?" Absolutely, if it's backwards compatible.
I mean, I won't because my Pro is special edition, and
both of your Pros are special editions.
My original PlayStation is a 20th anniversary OG model.
I got them that.
So
I did. Don't lie.
You didn't pay.
Lie.
I wish you would have paid for it.
I didn't pay for it. I found them the deal though.
But you did. You did.
Is no backwards switch a massive L? I mean.
Honestly, because of the fact that the Switch, the fact that the Switch is powerful enough to play the incredibly underpowered GameCube, I think that that's an L in the fact that every one of their other consoles has had the, what do they even call it now? It's not backwards compatibility necessarily, but it's virtual console. Yeah. The fact that it doesn't even have virtual console, I think, is more of an L than anything.
But my whole thing is that with a
Can we stop saying L though? That's not me. That's not my lingo. That's not my lingo.
Then don't say it.
It's a loss. But I get it.
It's an L.
Yeah. I mean, then roll on, Saul.
Okay. But yeah, and the thing with the Switch for me is that all the stuff that I'd want to play on backwards compatibility is something that I haven't had in a long time anyways. I'm not hoarding hardware around. Also is that it's a handheld to me. So it's not taking up any space. So and the same goes for anything that I would want to play on the Switch right now in this given moment. There's 2 or 3 GameCube games, and the most of it's on 3DS.
Once again,
Ryan is a handheld. So it takes up no space.
Yeah,
that's my whole thing.
Ryan just said the same thing that I really believe is that I don't consider there to be any real reason to ever get rid of hardware. Now, the less hardware you have to have actively out and plugged in so that you can easily access it. Yeah, that's pretty easy. That's nice. That's a reasonable thing for people to want. It's a good feature to have. But I do think, so I don't really play my Sega Dreamcast all that much, but it's in my cabinet, clean, hooked, all the cables and everything with it nicely organized so that if I ever want to play my Sega, I can pull it out. My Sega Genesis is up there. And I can pull it out. Those are not things I need to actively have. The things that I play often enough to feel like they actually need to be out and about are my PS3 and my PS4. My PS1 is up in storage, and my PS2 Trace took some years back, so I don't have it anymore. Sadly, it's the one PlayStation I do not own. I own a PSP, I own a Vita, I own a Vita Slim. So in that situation, I agree with the idea that we're not supposed to be. It's behind Saul. It's streaming.
I know that. I'm just making sure. It looks like you were choppy for a second.
Oh, well, maybe we were, but that's up to the chat to tell us when we do and don't get choppy. But anyway, I mean, I do generally.
We paying them? What's their wage? A penny a second?
What we're paying them with our love and our effort and our attention.
And then y'all pay us with Amazon Prime subs.
Oh, our Patreon. But you know what? We don't do it for the money. The money just helps us do more. One of the things I mentioned, and so this is kind of going into the future of Nartec as a whole.
Before we go too far, I will say, World In, no Switch on no backwards compatibility on Switch is a massive L. But for me,
how would they have done it? Out of curiosity,
virtual console.
I mean, so those are different things, though. That's why they are and they aren't.
Well, I mean, in a way, like
real backwards compatibility means that you're playing the original media on a thing.
That won't be a thing in 10 years. There won't be disk drives in most consoles in 10 years. It'll be something else. It'll be a new form of media.
Maybe
Blu-rays just aren't.
Maybe not. That depends on how much the rest of the world develops in 10 years.
That's true. But yeah, like I would see us
PlayStation
going,
being such a worldwide company, it's a lot less reasonable for them to just make 2 SKUs, one with a disc drive and one without.
Nintendo stuff.
But Nintendo, yeah, sure.
Nintendo stuff.
Nintendo's
because they went from carts to carts again to little cartridges, which are still carts, and then they went to little itty bitty mini GameCube disc, and then they went to the same like big old Wii U disc and Wii disc, and then now they're back to carts. So like for Switch or for Nintendo, that'll never be a thing. They'll never keep the same medium for backwards compatibility.
Well,
unless they sold
carts could. So Switch, if there was ever a successor to the Switch,
Wii,
but yeah,
Wii U,
I'm with you.
Yeah,
so, it doesn't make sense for them to put a disc drive on a portable console. I'm with you.
Samsung and others backing out of 4K Blu-rays is not a good sign for 4K Bluerays, and that's exactly
definitely
what I'm
not.
talking
Yeah,
about.
definitely
so that's the thing I'm worried about is that Blu-rays and
backing out. Just to kind of clarify, backing out does not mean that they're not selling anymore, but they're not developing any more new, and they're not introducing any more new, at least to the U.S. market.
Yeah, it's a waste of a media,
which is
in my
interesting.
opinion.
So.
Like, it's only good for gaming at this point.
I wonder what information they're looking at that shows them that either Americans are just more okay with the idea. Like I said, these are still existing. There's still existing ones already on the market, but they're not pushing for it more because there's not as much of a demand for it. But I wonder what numbers they are seeing which show that more and more people are okay with the idea of streaming 4K HDR content.
Streaming? No. See, like that's the thing with me though. Is like there's a fine line between streaming and all digital.
Well, yeah, no, there is.
And that's the thing is that if the PlayStation 5 can do, if I can go through and re-download everything that I've downloaded on my PS4 that I own the license to, and then pop in my PS4 disc is one thing. Streaming that like PS Now is not something I want.
Yeah, but I'm talking about video content. Just to be fair, I realized I didn't.
Okay, that's right. We were talking about that,
but
got lost in the chat.
When you're thinking about
streaming either,
when you think about that, the one thing I want to say about that too is that there, even with that, there is the point of there is still a difference even in video
compression
content between
what you it's all terrible.
What you own from a digital download versus what you stream. Even then, though, there's been things where people notice that downloadable versions of high def movies are still done at a lower bit rate and everything than what you see on Blu-ray. Typically, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure. So it's even then your best case scenario from a digital movie or media watching standpoint that's not gaming, even going all digital, you're going to take some kind of a visual quality loss. But we're reaching those heights where realistically some people cannot even actually see the difference between 4K other than the fact that it just generally is
after 4 feet, right, or 8 feet.
Some people can't even see the difference at all. It just depends on your vision more than anything. But if you've got good vision and you even have the lightest bit of paying attention and you're what do they actually call it? If you have any kind of observation skills, you'll notice that there is a difference. But we're reaching those points where there's too many diminishing returns. When you have Samsung and people trying to make these 8K displays, it seems like a waste.
It is. It's a waste
to me
everything.
Because I can't imagine 8K being that much notable while it's still going to be that much more expensive.
Yeah, battery life on phones, like them trying to increase displays on phones, it's ridiculous. 1080p on phones is fine.
Yeah, and
1440p is also fine.
Yeah, I agree. One thing that World Den said real quick, or Orion Lockheed, he says the fact that so many people still use DVDs is killing Blu-rays, and especially 4K Blu-rays. And part of that, and I'm sure that this was because they had to by the market driving them this direction, is what's so funny about why does every Blu-ray you buy for the most part include a DVD and a digital version? If you're going to kill Blu-ray by doing that, but you almost have to because the market demands.
Why is that a thing, anyways?
I don't know.
Who uses those codes? Yeah,
a lot of people give them away, but there are people that keep Voodoo. But that leads me into my problem with I was going to mention already. One of the listeners for the show on Facebook, and I'm skipping on name right now, and I'm so sorry.
Hold on. Corey says, "Why do you want to go all digital, Saul? Brett won't be able to borrow half of his games like now." Huh? I think he's insinuating that we're doing the what is it called, like game sharing or whatever. We don't do that. I don't think
that's what he meant.
But we also don't borrow each other's games that often. It's very rare. Like you borrowed Hyper Light Drifter, and I borrowed God of War 3, and I think that's the only games that we've let each other borrow in like past 2 years.
Yeah.
But one big thing that people like don't understand either, or they don't understand, they don't think about, is that when so I have the entire collection of Game of Thrones on Blu-ray.
Mm-hmm.
I could be sitting at home on the couch, and I would be like, I kind of want to restart Game of Thrones, especially with the new season coming out next month or 2 months from now. So what am I going to do? Am I going to get up off the couch, go get the Blu-ray, go pop it in the PS4, to sit back down and watch it? Or am I just going to go straight to HBO Now and just watch it? I'm going to go straight to HBO Now and just watch it, despite the quality being less. That's where you get a lot of the crushed blacks and stuff. I can't think of what that's called.
I mean, it's just because of bitrate being lower. And
it's just the bitrate and the compression that you're doing when you're streaming. So, like, for me, it's almost a convenience thing. Like, I don't prefer streaming, but it's there and I'll use it.
Josh just made a good point. I forgot about that. He sent us a digital code to do a giveaway for Predator, I want to say that it was, and I completely forgot.
You did a giveaway for that.
Did I?
I'm 99% sure.
I don't think I did.
I'm 99% sure because y'all had trouble reading the code. Only if it was like a U or a zero or a circle.
I don't know.
What am I saying? A 0 or an O?
But look, so where you were going, I get that. But there are people, and this is the kind of interesting thing between the digital and streaming aspect. The guy on Facebook, Matt. Hey, Matt. Sorry, I forgot your name. Just been a crazy day. Anyway, he was talking about the fact that his Voodoo on PlayStation 4 will not let him watch 4K HDR, and apparently it's because it's not supported on PS4 Pro, which is very interesting. So
I don't think the PS4 supports 4K Netflix either, does it?
It does.
Okay.
It does 4K and HDR. You have to pay for 4K Netflix.
Okay.
4K Netflix is an upcharge.
Oh boy, I'm gonna have a hard time finding this.
And apparently Netflix has, from everything I've been seeing, I think Netflix on PlayStation 4 Pro has a bastardized version of HDR as well. So I don't know that for sure. I've watched some HDR content on the PlayStation 4 Pro on Netflix on my OLED TV, and was quite surprised with the quality. Though I'm very curious also to actually get a 4K Blu-ray player hooked up into it to see what it would look like. Blaze bought one, so I'm gonna try that out one of these days.
Did he actually buy a player, or did he buy an Xbox One S?
He bought a player.
That's a waste of money.
He got it for $100, so, and it's a pretty nice one.
Then
maybe a little bit more, but not much.
Where did he get one for $100 at? Okay, so
I don't know if it was Predator or the Predator, but okay, he knows. It's Predator, Predator 2, and Predators. So did we ever do the giveaway?
Nope, but I'm about to throw it in the Twitch chat, so y'all better be ready.
Okay, y'all get ready. Oh, speaking of which, I want to go ahead and shout this out. It's something that we're going to do at the end of the episode, and I'm going to look that up actually. How to?
I threw it in there a couple of times so you guys can see it, but y'all better copy and paste it. I'm pretty sure you have to sign into Voodoo and everything too, right? Is this a Voodoo supported thing? No, you have to go to foxredeem.com. I hope this isn't against Twitch TOS.
I don't think so.
We're just giving out a movie code.
I don't think it matters.
Yeah, I don't think it does either. It's one of those, just in case if there's a Twitch model watching.
Well, roll ahead with some of the chat stuff and see what people are talking about. And I'm going to look up something. I want to do a giveaway for a $20 PSN card. It's going to be
American. Well, I will say, depending on who wins. Right now, there's only Americans in our chat because Sean left.
Okay. Well, if that's either way, I'm.
If you're not American, sign off. No, don't sign off. Don't sign off. Sound off.
I'm going to look that up. Because I haven't bought it yet, I could do another one like we did before. So I'm going to do a $20 PSN card. Whoever wins, I'll make sure that I do the right country for it. So roll on. And actually, World Ends is in the chat, and he is Romanian, I think. So
I'm pretty sure you're Romanian, right, World?
Battle Royale over the code.
Kiki said, I'm a pinto bean, but you still live in Portland. So...
Why did you paste it so many times?
I don't know. Just to make it more visible.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah, he said, yep, he does live in Romania. So if he's the winner, then we can.
Yeah, we'll figure that out.
Yeah, all we have to do is do it first, and then go redeem it for whoever wins. Like if somebody wins in the UK, just go redeem one for the UK.
I want to go buy the one correct.
Well,
for them.
You're over here talking about all that stuff in the beginning. It's like it ain't that hard of a solution to fix.
I've already said that,
dibs
Saul,
on a giveaway. I wish giveaways worked that well. He said dibs.
Let's see. What's chatbot giveaway? Figure that one out.
I don't know.
See if we can do that real quick. I should have looked. I actually intended to do this throughout the week and did not get around to that. So
either someone else got the code or it's invalid. It's probably somebody got the code first. Or Brett maybe hogged it for himself and told Josh he'd give it away.
No, I didn't. I mean, the movies are fine. I just don't watch enough movies to make it beneficial in that realm. But you know what? We're getting close.
Switch the O's with zeros.
Oh, that's probably what it is.
So I'm gonna actually, you know what? I'll let that stay there. Y'all, whoever can switch the O's with the zeros is gonna get it.
Damn, 3 a.m. in Romania. That's crazy.
Oh my goodness!
Time zone differences are wild. So
thanks for hanging out and staying up with us.
I'm gonna see if I can figure this out real quick.
Hold on.
Yes.
Code may not be valid after 2018. What a giveaway.
Oh, man. I hope somebody actually gets it. Why include a digital code if it's going to be gone in like a short period of time?
Oh, Lob Knight said 1 a.m. in UK.
Wait, what? Lob Knight's over here?
Yeah.
Where's this at?
In the Twitch chat. Where else am I?
Look, I'm somewhere else. Okay. What's up, Lob Knight? Thank you for joining us.
I saw you playing. Dang, what game did I see you online playing that day, Lob Knight? I can't remember what it was now. Or maybe it was last week sometime.
I don't know, Saul. But anyway, roll on. I'm gonna see if I can figure out this chat bot real quick. So lead the chat, lead the conversation.
I know who you are, silly. You got 3 names. You got Lob Knight, you got Shoko, and then you got.
I don't know that you're right, Saul.
He just said he's Shoko.
Oh, I see.
What's his Twitter name?
Oh, is it Shoko?
No,
I think it is Shiriko.
Shuriko, yeah. So, Assassin's Creed or AC7?
Yeah, that's.
Is that Odyssey?
No.
Origins.
Hold on. This is Ace Combat 7.
That's not what I maybe that is what I saw you playing. I think I saw Ron playing that too. He's the fake Saul.
Maybe so. Keep it rolling real quick because what we're going to do here in just a minute.
Assassin's Creed 7? Is there? I know there's 7 of them at this point.
I mean, yeah, there's more than 7 of them at this point. Look, let's see. The problem with that is 2 became 3 games. So 1 and the 2 trilogy is 4. 3 is technically 5.
What is the 7th?
The next one in line would be the one for Vita. So Liberation would be.
Which they're remaking for the Switch.
Cool. I mean,
yeah.
It's already on every other console. Why not?
Yeah. That was in the direct.
I think the 7th one. I think the 7th one might be Unity. Or maybe Assassin's Creed 4, actually.
What about Black Flag?
That's what I'm talking about. Assassin's Creed 4 is Black Flag.
Almost choked myself.
What are you doing?
These are hot.
Oh, yeah.
I won't be able to do this for like 2 hours with those things on. No, sir.
Well, I have a thing already on my ear. But keep it going. I think what we're going to do, once I figure out this chatbot thing real quick, I am going to do a... we're going to do the call-in section, so we'll start that up here pretty soon.
This stupid game series, Assassin's Creed 4 is the 6th Assassin's Creed.
Okay. Okay, yeah, because Assassin's Creed 4 came...
Brotherhood. Don't forget about Brotherhood.
I mean, Brotherhood was part of the 2 trilogy.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
So I'm saying, so we already counted for those. 1 and then 2 is 3 games.
That's what you're saying, yeah.
That's 4.
You already basically said 1, 4.
3 is the one that they did. 3 would be the 5th game.
Unity?
Or 4th game, I'm sorry.
What is Unity?
5th game.
I don't know.
So
dude. I don't
hold
like
on. Did Black Flag come out before Liberation? I thought it came out. Liberation came out at the same time. So technically,
it's for a PlayStation. I'm not going to participate.
Oh, Blake, yeah, he's saying that it's a PlayStation giveaway. On the separate giveaway I'm talking about, where we're going to do a $20 PSN.
Oh, okay. That's what you're saying now.
He's not going to be able to get it because he's on that. So thank you for bowing out and making sure it goes to somebody who will use it.
You could just greet it and then keep it so when you get a PlayStation here soon, you have a gift card to buy, Final Fantasy 14 or Anthem with. Then you can play games with us. Don't forget Freedom Cry and Rogue. What is Freedom Cry?
Anyway, Freedom Cry is the DLC.
Okay.
Rogue, now I think it was standalone and it was 4.4. And then Rogue was actually the PS3 gen game that came out, PS3 Xbox 360 game that came out the same year as Unity. The Assassin's Creed series has gone all over the place, and I don't completely understand it myself. So,
Okay, yeah, that's one that I liked the first 2 games, and that was pretty much it. That's not that I hate the series or anything. I just don't really like it that much.
All right, so
Americans crying. All about the Ezio trilogy and everything after that was poop. I thought Final Fantasy 14 was cross-platform. It is, but it's not on Xbox.
Yeah, it's cross-platform for PS4 and PC, the 2 consoles,
and
the 2
platforms
at a time.
I'm joking. I have no life.
That would be insanity, and more because I'm just curious how that game would run on Switch.
I mean, it's technically a PS3 game, just a little bit prettier. So,
well, didn't they kill the PS3 version?
No, I'm talking about from like a graphical standpoint.
I guess
the character models look really, really good. The environments are pretty standard for an MMO, is what I'll say about that.
Okay, well, we talked about Assassin's Creed for a weird period of time, but you know what? Here we are. I think that we're going to start doing call-ins since we're getting right around to 7. And yeah, we are going to do domino orders, but that's a little bit down the road. Don't be promising. We can order the dominoes after we're offline. So
no, we can order it and then stream, and then it's like go pick it up, come back.
Oh, are we going to move over into Twitch live streaming for our phone? Be like, picking up the dominoes.
Don't tempt me.
I know you will, Saul. People, please dissuade Saul from doing any form of live vlogging. I just actually, you know what?
That's not a bad idea.
How about this? convince Saul to do nothing but live vlogging. I want him to start being so meta that he live vlogs while we're recording episodes.
Can you live stream from the same account in 2 different locations?
No.
I didn't think so.
I don't know how you would, but anyway, yeah, hey, thanks, Ryan. Appreciate you, man. 100 episodes, only here because of y'all. So, yeah, you're going to watch us eat, Chad. We will have our Domino's eating on stream while Saul is doing the Dark Souls 3 run.
Well, that's not entirely true.
I mean, we'll do it probably before we start,
yeah,
or whatever. But we'll do it on stream
because
we'll hang out.
I'm kind of worried about
some drinks.
having to run to the restroom. You said drinks as if there's alcohol. We're gonna be drinking Dr. Pepper more than likely anything else.
I mean, I was just saying why does it have to be that drink means alcohol, Saul?
Because any time anybody's like, we're hanging out, drinking, having drinks, that's alcohol.
I said, but we're gonna have. I'm talking about having drinks with food because what kind of monster just eats pizza and doesn't have anything to drink beside him?
Who does that with any food?
Pretzel pizza sounds good.
Yeah, Little Caesars just has it back.
Mm-hmm. Corey says it's going to be a lot of Saul sitting around eating cereal and listening to Dance Gavin Dance. What you're going to do is
I was describing 2008 perfectly.
Like that sounds pretty all right. It sounds like pretty accurate.
Yeah, see, Shoko's on my side. Drink always means beer.
Oh yeah. Okay, so before we get into the call-in stuff, World In asked, what do you think about Dreams early access? Since we kind of didn't do news, we'll do some just kind of naturally as people ask about topics that have come up recently. I'm a little bit mixed on it, but I do think that overall it's a good idea considering where Media Molecule and Dreams are. Is it unfortunate that after this game has been rebooted in development so many times and been in development in general for so long that it's only coming out as an early access? Yeah, I could see that. But I think the flip side of that is it does get the game out into the hands of people who are going to be creative and going to make the game have the biggest reason as to why people would want to spend $60 on it. Because the early access people will be able to make games so that day one you have a big slew of reasons to jump in and be like, I pay $60 to be able to play all of these games I've been seeing little things of. I think that with it being early access and being half the cost, so $30, you're not getting a story, so you're losing out on technically half of what the game at the $60 price range would be. I think it's cool that you get the game for $30. When the game goes live as a full game, you get it upgraded to the $60 version, even though you only paid $30. It's very similar to what Minecraft did. When you bought Minecraft when it was like $8, you still got to get it through all the updates, which was pretty awesome.
That was pretty dope.
So I think in that situation, you're essentially being able to justify why it's going on. I think if it was not a game like Dreams, early access would be a mistake. I think early access for a lot of games ends up being worse off than normal. I think you see a lot of games that started life as early access did not end up doing very well. Games like Ark, and I'm not going to say they didn't do very well.
Bye, Josh.
I think more from the aspect, hey, see you, man. Have a good one, Josh.
Thank you for hanging out.
And here's the 300 more episodes. How old will we be in 300 more weeks? That's a long time. Anyway,
4 years older.
I think I'm cool with the idea of what that is. I mean, I don't mind the idea of them going with a early access, and this seems like a good spot for Sony to do it. Their games don't typically make sense for early access, and this is one of the ones they do. And what I was thinking about Ark is that Ark did fine from a following standpoint, but it never did well from a technical standpoint, and it just, it is what it is. We all saw, or at least I'm sure that a lot of us have seen the Ark running on Switch, just
6 years.
Absolute mess. So,
oh yeah, dude. No, it's like, what was it, like 140p or something? It was ridiculous. I think Dreams is a big L. I think it has potential, but I'm not going to say that quite yet.
I mean, I just think that this is probably best case scenario. It gets certain people to jump on and even give $30. More people are going to be more likely to be like, you know what, I'll give $30 for this.
Ryan, no. Dreams is not entirely playable in PSVR. You do have to design the Dream that way. I mean, you can still play in cinema mode, but you Saul got them hands last.
Yeah, you got them hands in Smash. They were talking about Smash in the chat a little bit earlier.
Okay, you beat me like what, twice now, Corey? How many times did I beat you? You want to say about 10 or 12? Something like that? Maybe about 14, 20, something like that?
Well, look,
I don't know. I think
I don't think Dreams is a big L across the board, but I think you can essentially view it as one because of the cost incurred to Sony by this. The other upside is that Media Molecule is not a very big studio, so the development cost on this isn't as much as you would give a normal game, but this game's potential market is also smaller than some games. Well, I say that the guaranteed market is a lot smaller. The potential market, who the hell knows? It's going to depend on what people make with it. So I think that it's too early to say exactly what Dreams is, and I'm going to reserve judgment because I think that there's a weird chance that this game could catch fire in a way that nobody expected, very similar to what you see with another game I already mentioned, in this case, Minecraft. I don't think that anybody looked at Minecraft from the very beginning and thought this is a game that's going to go on to be, one of the best-selling games of all time, but it's what we have. So I think in that situation, it's about the best case scenario that you can do for Dreams and still get something out right now while they still have the ability to put something out, get a little bit of money back in. Hopefully that helps in terms of getting people's interest and stuff in it, and that's essentially where I'm gonna leave that. So
I'm gonna use the controller as a dildo tonight.
Woo, it's all getting X-rated over here. Anyway, I think now is the time to move over into the call-in. So if anybody does want to call in, you can go ahead and do so now. I'm going to ask that we try and do it with any kind of a level of talking. So Saul, if you want to hit in to the Discord or anything like that to people to call in and whatnot, you can tell them to. But essentially, like I said, Google Hangouts is an app for your phone if you want to do it that way, or if you're on a computer, you can do it that way as well. And you can log into it with a Google account, and essentially you'll just enter the email address in that you want to call, and you can do so by just opening up the app, typing in our email address, and bam, it'll come over to us, and we should have it to where it's working like it's intended. So as far as everything keeps going on, if y'all want to determine who will be the first caller, if we want to do that, go on and get it done, and we will do it in an orderly fashion, and you can call in with a question that you specifically want to ask us.
Corey said this just turned into a ransom video. Hold that controller ransom.
Oh yeah, it was. You know what? I want.
Why don't you just call anyways, Corey?
I want 3 bags of Hershey Kisses.
Ugh.
First of all, because they're hard and you can use them as ammo if the apocalypse ever happens. But it's also going to be hot.
What if it's hot? Then they melt. And then not only that,
then people get to touch.
Have you ever tried to unwrap a melted
Also, Hershey
kiss?
Kisses are okay.
They're not okay.
I mean, they're okay.
I
don't eat them a lot, but one every now and then.
The best one is the caramel ones. But you know what the worst thing about Hershey Kisses is? The stupid wrappers.
Mm-hmm.
It's the worst thing. Just gonna call and say hi and congrats. Yeah, there you go, Corey. You just over here acting like a friend, but you don't know what to say to us. Well, if you're a real friend, you know what to say. See, Ryan's a real friend.
Exactly.
He knew what to say to us.
You don't have to come in with a question. If you just want to call in and
a video call.
Of the fact that you're
I'm kidding.
I mean, technically, there was one from Mr. Slayer GT who is in here.
Ryan, is that a picture of you? I've always wondered.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
You don't know what Ryan looks like.
No, I know what Ryan looks like. I've seen the pictures of PSX, but the way it's edited or not, I can't, it looks like a band logo or something, or like a brand logo.
Oh, okay. I see that. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So they call him, they call him Meth Head Lex Luthor. Was that what it was?
Oh, real quick.
Or Crack Lex Luthor?
Saul, I don't know if you even had any plans to play these, but Orion Lockheed says, what's the status on Yakuza games? When are you guys going to experience that greatness?
Once I download 0.
Come on over, Kiki. Come on.
Because I think they said, I forgot the timeline that you want to play him in.
All right. Uh-oh, I missed a call.
Over here.
Call one more again.
We're slipping.
We'll get you.
Oh, I have it in my headphones.
All right. Here we are. Kiki, I think that you're here. Now, for 1 second, I want everybody in the chat to confirm if you can hear Kiki whenever he talks.
0 is the first. That's right. Oh.
Just what I wanted to hear.
Yeah.
Well, hold on, though. The important part, Kiki, even if we're hoes, are we daddies?
There we go.
Bam. There's the magic.
He
exactly.
Says, okay,
so
can't hear. So we might have to do some audio stuff on our
Okay,
end.
hold on. I see why.
Oh, okay.
All right. Now, we should be able to hear you. He said that we were hoes, but he also said that we were daddies, and I'm very flattered and proud of that. So if you can hear now, guys, let me know. If
Kiki,
you can't,
talk.
we'll keep rolling through.
There you go. So to answer Corey's question, Saul, when are you speedrunning?
No hearing of Kiki still.
Well, hold on. This might be, there's chat lag.
There is a little bit.
So there might be a chat delay. But Corey, to answer your question, should be around 8. I think we're going to wrap up here in about 20 minutes. No, Shoko said no anyways. So in about 20 minutes, 25 minutes when we wrap up, we're going to go throw an order in for Domino's. But, we live 4 blocks away from Domino's, so it won't take us any time at all to go grab pizza and come back. And then that way we'll start then. I'm going to eat and then go. but or go onto the speed run, not go home or anything. But it'll be I'm shooting for 8 because if I can get done at around 9:30 to 10 and we can wrap up around 10, that way we're not here all night long. That'll be good. I'm just hoping that there's something in the speed run that doesn't mess me up and that causes me to have to completely either restart or the run fails, because there is a couple of things that can happen, and I will let you guys know when I'm streaming and I commentate that it will fail. Like if I die at a certain point and it's at one of the main certain points, then I will just stop. Like there's at that point there is nothing, there's no coming back from.
Liam, don't worry. We'll get your podcast cat in. Okay, Kiki, give me one more little bit, and we're going to see if people can hear you now. I hope so. Please, people. See, there's nothing like doing this live on the air. You know, that's the fun part. And I think Saul just ran off to go get podcast cat. So, you know, there you go. We should have fired up the stream last night's test. But what's odd, Ryan, is that it picked up in the recording. So I don't know why it wouldn't be picking up on the stream. But yeah, it's because it's Kiki, I guess. But you know what? I'm not sure as to why it would be that way. I'm telling you, I hate these things. That is what makes it fun. It's the only thing that we really got going on. So you know what? I could block Kiki right now. I would never. Still no Kiki. Oh, man. This is killing me. Wait. I know why. All right, everybody. I think we have Kiki. Let's do it. Kiki.
Kiki's delivery service. Hey, that actually works because we're talking to Kiki.
Okay, hold on. Window capture. See if this works.
You want to go up here? You little tabby.
Uh-oh. That's not supposed to be visible.
Did you just make us stop streaming?
No, I did not.
Okay. Podcast cat.
There we are. Sorry for the white screen.
Podcast.
And I think that, you know what? If there's no other Kiki, then, I don't. Kiki no squeaky, says Mr. Shoko. So you know what? It turns out that our nice, fun experiment that we wanted to do, and yes, here's Podcast Cat. She is old. She's 12 or 13. We found her out in a metal pile. So, you know, it's and she's doing the normal cat thing where she puts her butt up to the camera so that you can all judge.
Ain't that the truth? Ooh.
Ask a question and we'll make sure that since everybody else can't hear it, we can go ahead and get it out there. And hopefully it'll be in the recorded version.
A better story. More expounded on the story, but they kind of messed that up with the DLC.
I
guess we should specify.
I would say...
He did say what we expect to see better in the new Horizon Zero Dawn game.
Yeah, I would say my number one thing is a stronger emphasis on making better character interactions and less robotic sounding interactions between the characters. I think that they nailed gameplay. The one thing I really love about Horizon's gameplay is the fact that every moment of it was fun to me. Even just moving around the map was fun to me. Seeing all the animals do their thing and act like their little habitat was fun. Every bit of that was cool, and we're still seeing little things. Like recently there was an article where they talked about that essentially a rogue robot out there could join another group of robots by clicking, communicating. That was behind the scene things that you didn't necessarily know unless the developer's kind of going to tell you. But that's a cool way of showing you these things. And I think that I'm with Saul. I think the story in the first game was good enough. I think the way they went about storytelling could be a little bit better. And I think that the character interactions in the moments of the story could be better. And that would make you care more and remember the story in a very different way. But I mean, that's essentially it. I think it's a great formula. And I think that it's a real easy thing to build on. So... I don't think it needs co-op or anything, but Kiki, I'm going to reverse the question around on you. Since you're here, like I said, I hope it's in the recorded version, but what do you want to see improve? Because I know you love the game and so did Vince. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very much so.
Yeah, the world is really, really cool, but really, really shallow to me.
Yeah, so just to recap on what Kiki said for those of you who are watching live, and hopefully the audio version is there. He mentioned that when you get to the point where you're in late game, and the voice acting, I will say, is better in the end part of the game, but if you leave and go start doing any of the side quests, you notice a very stark drop in quality and in facial animation as well. And just kind of dead, pointless characters that are just there to give you fluff to add to the game, which is something I don't ever really care for. I don't mind side quests at all. You know, I completely am fine with that, but I think if you want to give me a side quest, try and make it have some kind of an impact and a good story, very much like The Witcher 3 did, and that's where I kind of stand. But sad that everybody can't hear you, Kiki, but I appreciate you calling in, buddy. And we love you. But
well, I'll see you on Final Fantasy 14 tomorrow.
There we go. We'll always be your daddies. Don't worry, Kiki. Love you, dude. See ya.
Love you, bro.
How the hell do we hang up?
The green call button on the right-hand side. How do you not know this? Green call button?
No, it's on the video thing over there, Saul. You don't know what you're doing.
You can still click on that over there.
Well, it looks like call-ins are not working like they were intended to, despite Ryan's best efforts, which is a shame.
My laptop.
I still don't understand what the heck's going on because it shows the desktop audio coming in over here. So apparently there's something going on where it doesn't want to account for desktop audio, and that's a shame. So, you know, I can't do anything about it, sadly. But we will try and figure that out so that next time we do a live streamed episode, we'll actually do all the tests on the we thought we did it last night, but apparently recording does not equal the rest. So, you know what? Tell Jess that we said hey as well.
Yeah, I was about to say tell your wife I said hello, but that sounds really bad with no context.
Tell your wife I said hello.
Congratulations to Corey.
We planned on streaming until 7:30, so I'm going to go ahead and kind of keep that. If anybody else wants us to talk about anything from the chat and give us any kind of ask your question instead of calling in, unfortunately not working. If you want to do it over here, then you know.
Tabby, the mic, this thing I'm talking to people with. You can't keep hitting it. I'm sure it's creating some bad quality. Here, you want to come in my lap?
You know, Shoko, I'm not sure what's going on as to why. I mean, literally, it shows it pulling in desktop audio, so it's supposed to be doing it, but it's not wanting to work, and I can't really do anything about that. You know what? Hold on, let me see something real quick.
I better not do that. The last time she jumped in my lap, she like sunk her claws into me to get a grip, and that hurts really bad. Did someone not?
Hold on. I think I may have figured something out here.
Shoko coming in with the advice and the Monster Hunter World Platinum. You just love us, don't you, Tabby? Oh, no, I'm on mic again.
Okay. Work with us for just a second, guys.
Yeah, I'll say this way. Maybe Corey can call in and test it out with us.
I think that this is going to work.
So when are y'all streaming?
You know what? To give
tonight?
Kiki his moment of
just Dark Souls
glory, if he wants to, real quick, Kiki, if you want to call back, I will gladly get you in here and see if this works for you. I really hope so. This would be a great way to solve that issue. So you know what?
Oh my gosh.
Cat ASL, you know,
I'm so sorry for
she's a female. Her name is Tabitha Annabelle Cat.
12 years, which is like 67 years in cat years.
I think Kiki's trying to get his moment to shine. Okay, everybody, let's hear Kiki.
Let's see if y'all can hear him
and see if this is working.
Stop the microphone.
Y'all are hoes.
The quality.
Are we hoes?
Yeah.
All right, let's see. My favorite line. I think this might work. Yeah, that's it, Shoko. This is a fun of live episodes. It's all doing everything.
I think we have audio.
People can hear. We have done it. We have fixed everything. So Kiki, you got your moment in the limelight. Anything you want to say before we see if anybody else wants to call in with a little bit of time we have left?
I love you guys. And yeah. Good luck on the.
Hey, apparently, you need to mute your stream, which I guess does make sense.
It's making like
a little bit. I can hear it.
Echo audio.
Not bad.
Sorry.
It's okay. There's no problem. Anyway, look, you got your moment on air and in the episode, so here we go.
Darkness.
Happy with it. All right, man. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Come here. All right. Anybody else want to call in? You definitely can. Feedback time loop. Uh-oh. Kiki is a hoe for having multiple daddies, but that's why you love him. So don't worry about it. TYG, I know who you are. Anyway, if anybody else wants to call in, you're more than welcome to. Or if you want to ask the questions in the chat, we will answer them until around 7:30, where we'll take a little break and go do.
We're gonna say bye to podcast cat. She keeps knocking my mic, and I know that's bad on the audio.
I know. I love her, but that's why we don't tend to have
I love
her.
her too. Come here, baby.
Go run freely. Saul's gonna steal my cat, everybody. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, if you want to call in, do so. nartech.gaming@gmail.com. Get it over here, and we'll. You just got up close, podcast cat. While Saul knocks into every bit of lighting and everything that we have. So anyway, like I said, any other questions from the chat or anything, we'll feel free to answer them all up until then. I am glad I wore pants for this as well, Crash. We never not wear pants because you never know when you have to stand up and stretch or, you know. It's okay, Kiki. No problem.
The power of the podcast. I've never heard Tabby purring that loud.
Oh yeah, well she was feeling the love. She had an entire stream giving her the love. Actually, I don't know. Half of you could hate cats. I'm not really sure. But you know what? Liam was going so hard with his love that she could feel it over the internet. It was
Probably
jumping
so.
out.
Now if only Evie was here. I'm gonna go home and Evie's gonna be mad. She's gonna smell Tabby all over me. Yeah,
so Saul has a cat these days. For you, those of you who don't know,
everybody in here knows it's from our Discord.
Yeah, I think most of everybody in here is in our Discord.
Cat pictures are plentiful.
Yes, very much so. So you know that's it's like dogs. When you come in with a dog and you're just like, what in the heck?
I'm still more of a cat person than a dog person.
Oh yeah, but I'm saying like when you go to touch another dog and you come home, your dog is all up on you. Like, who have you been touching? Why'd you touch him? I'm your dog. What's going on here?
Well, no, Evie just gets really, really curious. Like she'll just get in my lap and start sniffing.
Saul's cat is adorable. Evie is very cute. What's sad?
Corey.
I have still not seen her in person.
You know what? On this break, we can go over there. Like 2 blocks away from my apartment, anyways.
Saul lives so close, but we do everything for the show here.
We could actually look at the game room too, about the desk size, and you could input me.
Yeah. Saul does got a pretty kitty. All right, well, we're edging up. 10 minutes left, so if you want to get any questions in, do so now.
And then we'll take a small break and be back hopefully right at 8 o'clock.
So I guess in the in between time, if anybody asks anything, you want to go over your goal real quick with the Dark Souls 3 thing?
Yeah. So my goal is to be. I'm thinking that last night I died like 3 times in my 1 hour 28-minute run. So I'm thinking that if I cannot die, then I will get like 1 hour 25. My whole thing is depending on the time. This is something that I'm toying with in my head, but depending on the time that I get done with it, and depending on how late it is, I might be able to, if I can get it under 2 hours, might be able to all bosses speedrun. Or not speedrun, but like I can then wrap up the rest of the game by killing all the other bosses. So the way that this speedrun works is that I do not kill the Curse Rotted Greatwood. I do not kill...
So you skip all optional bosses, right?
I skip all optional bosses, which is Curse Rotted Greatwood, Idix Gundyr, Osiris, and then the dragon. Oh my gosh. Nameless King.
Oh, yeah.
So, and then the dragon that's in the Nameless King's area, but I don't consider that a boss.
Me either. Though I guess it is, a challenging thing, but...
It's more challenging. As a matter of fact, there's an enemy that's up there on the bridge that you have to run up to get on the ladder. That's a run killer. Like, if he kills you... not really a run killer for me because I'm not trying to compete in the quickest time possible. But I did look. I think that most speedruns under 2 hours, or for all bosses, is like the 2 hour mark. So like there's a chance that if I do all bosses and I get under 2 hours, I place within the top 51 record of speedruns, which would be kind of cool to do.
That would be awesome. All right, well, we have a question here from Lob Knight, Mr. Shoko. He says, what's the game you're looking forward to at current? Looking most forward to. Saul was talking earlier in the Discord about Nintendo having more stuff for him this year. He feels like, at least in terms that's confirmed.
So far, that's what is confirmed to come out. Nintendo has more games for me, which is nuts because I would not have expected that at all.
Oh, damn. Look at this. We got World End.
Uh-oh.
All right. Click to join the video call.
Yo, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Oh. Got a little bit of audio feedback.
Hey.
So I don't know if that was you or not. I think it's us coming through on his end. If you have anything on your end that you can mute for us, I think it's coming back in feedback-wise. But
I'm on my phone right now.
Oh, okay.
So, first I want to say AC4 is the best AC, not the AZO trilogy. And what do you expect from Rocksteady next?
A new Batman game.
Yeah, that's a good question. Let's see. I'm going to mute that channel real quick on the in-between. Yeah, I think that Rocksteady is doing a lot, man. I think that the best thing for Rocksteady right now, I would actually like to see them move away from, realistically, I'd like to see them move away from it. But it's kind of an in-between thing because what they're known for is Batman. That's kind of what gave them their name and what their goal was. And it's the best games that we've seen them make. And really, for the most part, I think the only games we've seen them make. So when you do that, I think that the feedback loop should be fixed. I really hope so, guys. Let me know if for some reason it is not. But at least for temporary. World End, just so you're aware, I'm muting you in between so that we don't hear that feedback loop. But I think that it would be really cool to see them go outside of their comfort zone, which is Batman, and do something interesting. I think that too many people are trying to shoehorn them into sticking with WB, which I understand why. I mean, they were some of the first people to make great licensed games. So if you're going to make more games and you're good at licensed games, why not do that to another thing and prove that you can continue to make great licensed games, and that it's not just because you got a great deal to work with, which is Batman, and it's instead because you have a skill of taking something that people love and converting it into something that people love game-wise into a new medium. So I think in that realm, it's kind of cool to see them continue that. But at the same time, I think it would be really cool to see them challenge themselves and do something entirely original as an IP and see what they do when every single thing and every aspect of the game and the story is about handling from their end complete creation of characters, complete creation of character motivations. The thing about licensed games, and definitely Batman, is that when you have a game like Batman and even Spider-Man, you're taking existing works and kind of pulling the things you like about each and forming your own version of a character, but you have a lot of stuff to work with and pull from. When you're doing that on your own, I feel like there's a lot more of a challenge to it, but also a lot more of a potential reward, because if you can get somebody to love a character that didn't even exist prior to this game coming out, then that's kind of cool, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So if you want to add anything in before I and then I'll unmute him so he can give his final words.
Well, I really liked Arkham Knight, and despite the ending being somewhat predictable and somewhat lackluster, but I really look forward to those kind of games because the amount of freedom they provide, and and they're good games. They're just real fun games.
Yeah, I'd agree. So, I mean, it's cool to see them do something else like that. But for now, I think that we'll wait and see what they're doing. We keep hearing these rumors about Batman, and if that's true, I'm happy enough, but I would be happier to see them do something outside of their comfort zone. And what that is, I'm not honestly sure. I would almost be interested to see them go so far away from what they've been doing that they don't even do a third-person action game, see what they do in an entirely different genre.
I don't know if I want that.
And I don't know what that would be, and maybe it wouldn't be good. So it's more just that I think that the interesting side of that draws me in from what would they do when they're attacking something that they're not familiar with. Anyway, if you want to add in anything, feel free to now. I'm unmuting you, so go on ahead, sir.
Yeah, so, well, I would be very disappointed if they do some game as a service type game, like the rumors say,
Yeah. Yeah, I completely understand that. I think that there's a reason that they don't quite...
They're hiring a lot of people for this type of games, for multiplayer, loot boxes.
Yeah, sure. I get that. I think that there's a reason that many people don't like the aspect of the idea of games going so heavily towards it.
The other team, Warner Brothers Montreal, is doing the same, so I don't know. But yeah, man, I mean, congrats for 100 episodes.
Oh, thank you.
The podcast is awesome.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, man. Yeah, we really appreciate that. I mean, again, a lot of the people that are in this chat right now, what's so awesome about it is many of you have been with us for such a long time that it feels good to have a group full of people that I know who we're looking at and who we're seeing in this chat. And I appreciate that we see so many people week after week, and that this is what a community really is. And we don't always agree. I know there's been many a times that World End and Blake are Kiki and Blake and other people around, sometimes there's just dissenting opinions. I know sometimes we talk about, like me and Liam talk about waifu talk, and sometimes people don't understand that. But that's the fun of a community, is getting to understand and learn people and know what you're doing. So World Den, thanks for calling in, man.
Yeah, dude, it's really cool
that.
to talk to you for the first time like that.
And interesting to hear a voice.
Each other for so long, and yeah, really cool accent. Even Kiki in the chat said he swooned over the accent. So you got a crush now, World Den from Kiki. But it is right at the 7:30 mark, so we are going to go ahead and stop the episode here. And we'll be back here in roughly 30 minutes, maybe around 8:15 at the latest. But I really want to give a shout out to all the guys who got to join us tonight, all the guys who have been with us since day one, all the new people who found enjoyment and friendship through this podcast. It's been a really, really fun time. And as Ryan said, we look forward to the next 300 episodes.
Yeah, I think 300 is a lot, but you know what? I'm down for it. Let's. As far as me and Saul are concerned, there's no reason that we should be ending this anytime soon. So I think at that level, you can expect to see us for a long time, and we'll continue to do stuff as much as we can and grow as much as we can. So we were going to rely on y'all for some of that. I mean, we do want to see, we're going to start doing the off-topic podcast. This is not going to necessarily be gaming related. I have another show that's very close to coming out, and part of what I needed to figure out was these call-in style situations. I'll go ahead and tease this much. The show is going to be called Guest Quest. I have an intro worked out. I have everything that I need worked out outside of all of the stuff that's going to make it work from a technical side, and I am working on that as quickly as possible, and it's essentially ready to go once the technical side is gone. And then I'm going to start getting people who I think are interesting to talk to, other podcast hosts, some friends of ours. Get them in, and every episode will kind of just be a one-on-one with them, and having an open discussion with them about things they want to talk about and things that I know that they feel that I want to talk about as well. So thank you, everybody. LTB, thanks, man. We really appreciate it, and there's no way we'd be doing this without, even the small but very loyal community we have. We genuinely appreciate it.
Yeah, and it's been a wild ride.
Yeah, so with that said, we're going to take a break, get some food in us. We're very hungry. Get some drinks, not in the alcoholic way, just the normal, like water, stay hydrated, quench your thirst kind of way. And we'll be back. I think we're going to aim for about an hour break. It may go a little bit longer because we do have to do a little bit of setup and stuff.
I thought we were going to be back at 8.
Oh, man.
I've been telling everybody at 8 this entire time.
Oh, my bad. If you think we can do it.
Okay, so we'll be like around. We'll be like a little bit after 8. We're gonna let everybody in Discord know. We'll post a tweet up for the Saul plays. Yeah. So
the reason that I say that is,
now especially we're going to my house.
Very specifically because we're gonna have to get pizzas, which is gonna take about 15 minutes, and we have to set everything up. So,
yeah, so we'll go
ahead and order the pizza. Go ahead and get the PlayStation set up. We'll see you guys soon, though. We're gonna go ahead and end the stream for now. Come back. We'll have Saul plays up and running, and
hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
Unlike last time.
There shouldn't be any reason this time that we don't. So all things willing, we'll see you guys very soon. For those of you who can join us, and for those of you who can't, thank you, and y'all have a good night.
Yes,
so,
thank you all for joining us.